It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. What a day to be alive. Guys, it is a good day because you woke up today. It is Wednesday, December 18th. We have made it to the hump. We are here. We are, lots of us are queer, right? Isn't that what they say? We're ready to cheer, bring that Christmas cheer, Hanukkah cheer. And I heard that the Summer House trailer is here. So is the Traitors season 3 trailer. I have a feeling we're going to be watching some of those today. Man, oh man, do we have so much to talk about today. Mauricio has a new girlfriend, Kimo Sabi of all places. James Kennedy can go kiss my ass with his statement that does absolutely nothing. Is reminiscent of a Diddy and Jack statement, if you know what I'm saying. Karen Huger went to trial, and it started yesterday, and it ain't looking good for that DUI. Dorit gives 0, 0, 0 Fs. I mean, what a day to be alive. Oh, and all of us got really excited because a rumor went around yesterday that Brynn was leaving Real Housewives of New York, but that was fake. All of that and more on this lovely Wednesday's episode of Daily Dose of Donna.
Can you imagine? Not feel the magic. Can you imagine? Not feel the magic.
Oh my God. So the trailer is out. Immediately, someone DM it to me. Andrew, I'm looking at you. I expect it to be in my DMs immediately. Producers, all my producers in the comments, get on it. I see Zach Peters in the comments. I've got all my friends here. I got Ray. I got Josh. I got Wanda. I got all of my people. I mean, seriously, we're holding hands because we got to. I mean, that's all we have these days. We just have us and the drones. Luckily, no Diddy news. We are all safe from Diddy. One more Diddy day. One more safe from Diddy day. Oh my goodness. So do Kyle and Amanda break up or not in this season? I mean, that's just all we care about, right? It's just another, all I saw was there was a little teaser this morning of Summer House. And I was like, okay, fine. All we know is that Amanda's like, Kyle, it's not fair, Kyle. And he's like, Amanda. I'm like, how many times? How many seasons? Okay, we can guarantee one thing about these shows. How many seasons has Shannon Bedore been on Real Housewives of OC? That's how many seasons there are issues about her drinking. How many seasons are there of Summer House? That's how many seasons that Kyle and Amanda are breaking up because of his alleged cheating. I mean, you guys are saying Craig and Paige are Rocky Craig and Paige breakup? Bull. They're still together. So unless they're lying to us about this, they're just lying. They're lying. Oh, you guys are all holding hands. Whose hands are sweaty right now? I'm feeling a little sweat. Well, I'm getting sweaty because Craig and Paige may seriously break up. Well, then they're breaking up for the show and it's all a lie. Oh, I guess you're telling us that it's a lie. Okay, Paige goes for Kyle again in defense of Amanda. I guess we're going to have to watch this together. Now, the question is, how do we watch this without getting a... so if it's not on YouTube, I can't pause it. And if I can't pause it, then I'm going to get a copyright violation. This is where we struggle. The boobs are out today, Mystic Panda says. I'm going to have to figure something out because this is a religious show. I hear your voice. It's okay. Someone find it on YouTube and DM it to me on Instagram right now, if possible. So, we have to work together. Let's talk about something else and then we'll get into Summer House. How about that? Let's go into one more story and then until it gets DM'd to me, the YouTube version, I will go into something else. Because actually, there's like a Summer House story-ish, like just a little bit of a left turn because The Variety list of top reality stars came out. Can we just go through it really fast before we go into Summer House? The trailer, I thought this was kind of interesting. And I don't agree with all of them, but we do have a Summer House girl on this list. The Variety list of female reality stars came out. This is a new list, 30 top female reality stars. And no, Paige DeSorbo is not on this list. And I'm really sorry about that for all of you guys that were hoping she would be, but she was on last year. And I guess they can't do, doubles, but you're going to be pretty surprised about who is on this. And one of them is not my favorite. But I love how the title says, "Oh my Lord, sweet baby Jesus, Variety's 30 most powerful women on reality TV in 2024. All right, you guys ready to go through the list? Gertie is number one, of course, I don't think this is in particular order, by the way, so don't freak out, but I don't think it is. Gertie is number one. I love that because Gertie from Miami, of course, she just went through breast cancer. She's been so open and honest with her journey, and she's been so just vulnerable. I loved her on this last season. I thought she was phenomenal and amazing. If you guys, watched it, I would imagine you guys agree with that. Loved her. Okay. Let's move on. Then we have Lisa Barlow. I love it. Lisa Barlow and Sean from her cybersecurity team, because there's no Lisa without Sean, and they are going the distance together. I agree with this. 10 out of 10, no notes. Shannon Storms Bedore. Absolutely, 100% agree. Definitely Shannon Storms Bedore deserves to be on this list. I don't disagree. She deserves to be. She had a year on reality TV. There's no way that they could have done this without her. No. This is giving paid PR. Garcelle Bouvet. I don't agree. Anyone? Tell me how Garcelle is on this list. Garcelle does not deserve this. Why? Garcelle has not done anything tremendous on reality TV. Is she an actress? Yes. Is she a producer? Yes. Is she a standout reality star? No, this is giving. Basically, what this is giving is Kyle being, top reality star on the People magazine cover. Zach Peter. I know that the reason she's on this list is because Zach voted for her. Look, she is a reality star, but there's so many other reality stars to choose from. They only had 30 to choose from. I don't believe she deserves one of those. Myself. Giselle. I'm not against it. I do think that there could have been others that they could have chosen that maybe could have made this list, but it says after an off year, Potomac is back, baby. I'm not so sure if that's true. I don't think Potomac is back. It's there. Is it back? I mean, we're watching it. Some of us are. Is it back? Zach says Bose has bought Bose. Yeah, I'm like reading it wrong. Bose has brought more in 5 episodes than Garcelle did in 5 seasons. That is a hot take, and I'm obsessed with Bose, but I think she'll probably maybe get it next year. This is probably for the last year, and this was too new for Bose to get it. I don't think Giselle necessarily has brought so much to Potomac in this last season, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't think why not Karen Huger? Maybe Karen's gotten it before. But I don't know if Giselle really deserves it. Okay, Trishelle. This is tricky. Trishelle did win the Traders last season. So, yeah, I guess you can say that. She's definitely been a stand-up reality star for so many years. She's a huge is this it, Ray? Did you send it to me, the YouTube? Okay, good. Thank you. Great. Oh no, that's not it, Ray. That's the old one. So she definitely won. She's been on reality TV forever. She had a stand-up season. I agree with Trishelle. Brittany Cartwright. Look, as much as we have our issues with Brittany, she definitely had a big year on reality TV. I agree with that. Dolores Dolo. What do we think, guys? I'm surprised that it wasn't Teresa or Melissa on the list from Jersey. I mean, I love Dolores. I'm just surprised. Kelly Finglass. Now, this is a left turn. This is from America's Sweethearts, Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders. But I'm obsessed with that show. I loved it. I got taken along for the ride. And so I was excited about it. I was. Julia Fox. Now, this, I did not watch OMG Fashion on E. Did not watch it. Did you guys watch this? I don't know. I struggle with Julia Fox. I struggle with those eyebrows or the lack thereof. I struggle with the Kanye West relationship. I can't get on board. It's hard for me to connect there. So yeah, I'm not really sure if I can really jump on board with the Julia Fox, but I guess a lot of people like her. Also, Yolanda Gamp, never watched Crime Scene Kitchen on Fox, never once, never ever. So I have no idea. But if you guys like her, she's a judge on 3 seasons of Fox's Crime Scene Kitchen. Who's watching that? Who is spending their time watching Crime Scene Kitchen on Fox? Now, this one I am going to adamantly, I'm throwing down the gauntlet. I'm pissed. Marissa from Love is Blind Netflix. Now, if any of you guys remember my take on this is Ramses's girl. This is the one that said she doesn't want a cisgendered person marrying her. Okay? She's the girl that was in the army, and she was very, very adamant against a cisgender person marrying her down the aisle. She also cried she cried as if someone was taking her family member and murdering them and torturing them and waterboarding them when Ramses decided after 2 weeks of knowing her that he wasn't going to marry her because he wanted to have sex without condoms. She got most powerful woman what? That really just took it down a notch. Sammy Sweetheart from Jersey Shore, Family Vacation. Okay. Also, another one I don't watch, the Great British Baking Show on Netflix. Allison Hammond. Got it. Cool. Allison Hoker. This is, of course, Twitch's wife, Twitch's widow, I should say. So You Think You Can Dance from Fox. Okay. I like that. I like her. Lindsay Hubbard, Summer House. Here's our Summer House queen. I love this for her. What a year she's had on reality TV. Okay. I'm sorry. This comment kills me from Griff the Goat. The selection committee consists of one person, Helen Keller. That actually cracks me up. But Summer House, we do agree. We have to agree that Lindsay Hubbard deserves it. She got engaged, she got broken up with before the wedding, and got pregnant. And I don't think she's engaged or anything yet, but what a comeback Lindsay Hubbard has gotten. She really, truly has really come back with it. I'm obsessed with Lindsay Hubbard. You guys know I'm a Lindsay fan. I don't watch Top Chef anymore. I don't know if it's worth it or not. None of you guys tell me to watch it, but if it is, this is the new host after Padma left. Her name is Kristen Kish. She is also on the list, and we're coming up on the end. I also don't watch Rock the Block on HGTV, but this is Lindsay Lamb and Leslie Davis. And of course, Ariana Madix, because no list is a list without Ariana Madix from Vanderpump Rules, Love Island. That doesn't shock me in any way that she's on the list. Here we have Candy Muse from House of Villains. No idea who this is. I guess she's a 2-time runner-up from RuPaul's Drag Race, and she was also on House of Villains. Rita Ora, could they have come up with a better picture? If you can tell, there's a face behind all this hair, but that's Rita Ora and from The Masked Singer on Fox as a panelist. And there's our girl Phaedra. Of course, Phaedra had to be on this list because she came up with the headline of the list. Oh Lord, Nod, Ekin-Su. The Traders, Married to Medicine, Dancing with the Stars. And she's been on every single reality show on TV since then. And then for all of you guys that are curious, yes, we have Taylor Frankie Paul. That is Taylor Frankie Paul from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. She finally, of course, did make the list, which was good. Another girl I don't watch because I don't watch Survivor. We have a Survivor, Kenzie Petty. Now, this is a throwback from The Challenge and Real World Road Rules, Rachel Robinson. She's been on these shows since 2012, and now she's a mother of 3, which is shocking. Chrishell from Selling Sunset, and then, of course, she's been on Dancing with the Stars, etc., too, and she'll be on season 3 of The Traitors. It feels like an old, like, kind of tired choice, but whatever. Jen Tran from The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, and Dancing with the Stars, who incidentally, and every time I say the word incidentally, who do I think of? RHOBH. Incidentally, just came out as dating her Dancing with the Stars partner, Sasha. They're official on their Instagrams today. But yes, Jen Tran is also on the list. That makes sense. Joan. Oh, Joan. Joan from The Golden Bachelorette. Remember Joan and Chalk who like to fuck? She's on the list. Dr. Simone from Married to Med. Those Married to Med fans will be very happy here. Dr. Simone is on the list. And finally, this is going to piss you guys off because lots of people don't like Dr. Sandy. Dr. Sandy. Captain Sandy. And I had no idea her last name was Yan. But Captain Sandy Yan is the final person to make the list. Captain Sandy from Below Deck Mediterranean. And I believe she makes a lot of you guys yawn. What would you do if your last name was Yawn? Would you change it? That, my friends, is the list of the most powerful female reality stars that made an impact, according to Variety in 2024. I think it's a good list, personally. So I guess there's no 2020, there's no YouTube version of the Summer House trailer. So I'm going to risk it because this is what I do for my people. Okay. And my people means you guys. And really, the truth is, I need to watch this trailer. I can't wait even 1 second. So we're watching the trailer. We're watching it together. I'm going to go to my friends over at Queens of Bravo. And I say my friends, but that's because I have absolutely no idea who the hell is behind Queens of Bravo. Can someone tell me who it is? Okay. Let me just make sure. Well, here's the cast pictures, but I want to see the actual trailer. Now, I heard last night that the trailer was dropping, and then this morning there was a little teaser. But now we have an official trailer, and we're going to watch it together. I may talk over it a few times, a little bit, just because I'm going to try to fight this copyright. Okay? And you guys are going to work it with me. Let's cross our fingers. Let's hope to God. All right, let's do this together. Share screen. Pause it. I didn't realize I could pause on Instagram. Guys, millennial here. Still learning, social media. Still learning the Instagram. All right, so it starts with the trailer. For those of you just listening to the audio, the trailer starts with the reunion and from last season. And Andy says, do you think you can send it, again or whatever? And it goes, now it cuts over to the summer. And we see a little coffin. And who got in there? I think it's Jesse. And he goes, Paige, what if I die? All right, let's watch it. Wait, they're at a horse thing. Is Teddy Mellencamp anywhere around? I just want to know, does Teddy Mellencamp come in as a special guest to Summer House as the horse trainer? Imral, right? Oh my God. Okay, so he's a new guy and he's obviously a little bit of a player. I am so here. Sorry, this is going to sound bad. I am so here for a Carl takedown season. I apologize, but I am so here for a Carl takedown season. Fast. I'm so annoying that I'm doing this, and I really am sorry that I have to do this, but this is a little bit of a reason that I have to keep pausing it. You guys can watch it fully later. I can't take Kyle seriously in costume. And he always has these serious goddamn fights when he's in costume. It's giving Tom Sandoval when he's dressed in drag, fighting for Tom Schwartz sitting in the toilet. He's a battered woman, or he's a battered man, or whatever, and he's dressed in drag. Like, I can't with these men in costume and like makeup fighting. I have thoughts on that Paige moment with Craig. Okay, let's keep going. I'm sorry, Tom Schwartz comes in to give them an Oprah conversation, like it's Deepak Chopra in the form of Tom Schwartz with the pink eye mask on. Who invited him?
And I used to have that too.
You're so dramatic.
Okay, thoughts. I don't believe in any way whatsoever Paige and Craig are looking like they're breaking up from that moment. That was just a moment where she's feeling insecure or anxious that they're breaking up. It wasn't like she said, I'm breaking up with Craig. She's like, I'm going to break up with Craig. And like that was a moment where she's spiraling. I feel like I'm going to break up with Craig and it's not going to, and I'm going to lose everything I have because he's going to break up with me because of this. There's something that Paige does with this idea where she feels like she will someone has taught Paige or has created, and maybe this is being best friends with Kyle and Amanda, but she's also best friends with Hannah Berner. And this is why it's confusing to me. And also she's best friends with like Claudia Oshry from Girl with No Job. Like she's friends with a lot of really, really strong married women. You do not lose yourself when you get married. You do not have to lose yourself when you get married. In fact, if you marry the right person, I believe the right person can only enhance yourself as a businesswoman. When I married Lance, not one part of me lost my ability to kick ass and to like work harder. Somehow, Paige has it in her mind that the second she says, I will marry you, Craig, she loses her ability to work hard. She loses her ability to make money. She loses her ability to make decisions. She loses her ability to be, a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, and a decider in her life. Like Craig will bow down to her. She will always wear the pants in that marriage, I believe. And so I don't understand why she feels this anxiety. Maybe that's how her mom was or something. But someone needs to she needs to go to a therapist or something that explains to her that that is a fear that is not grounded in reality, especially with a man like Craig. And there are men that will tell you that you will lose. Like there are men out there, I do believe, that are toxic, that say like, when you get married, I want you to stay at home. When you get married and we have kids, like you will not work anymore. But that's not Craig. At least I don't believe that's Craig. And I think that, Craig is actually the opposite. I think Craig is going to push her to continue to work hard. Like he's going to want her to be happy, is from what I see. I have not seen that. Now, from you guys, a lot of you guys think it's not that she's nervous about getting married, it's that she doesn't want to marry Craig. And I have kind of felt this for a long time, and I have not wanted to say it out loud. But when I saw that clip the other day, this trailer, or it's a clip of what's going to happen tomorrow night on Southern Charm, where he is going around his backyard and he's cleaning up his house. And remember, he has worked so hard on this beautiful, beautiful home. And he's so excited to kind of like set up this life for what he imagines is going to be this family home for him and Paige, and like eventually maybe their family and kids. And he even says in the confessional back and forth that he's like, Paige and I used to go out. We used to love going out. We used to love doing things. And now we're really happy in our space at home. We like being at home. We like spending quality time together. And meanwhile, they keep cutting back and forth to him. He's cleaning up the backyard. He's doing the pool duties. He's like, should I sweep up the backyard? Should I blow the leaves? And she's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, on her phone. She's giving him no attention. She's not even looking at him. She's not even like, her voice is monotone. She's not looking up from her phone. And there's cameras on them. So it's not like this is just, because there's a lot of times, by the way, where Lance and I are hanging out and he's asking me questions and I'm not really paying attention. But this is when there's cameras on them. And remember, they don't have kids. They haven't been married for 20 years. She's visiting him and they're spending their quality time together. They both work really, really hard and they are spending, limited time together. They don't spend that much quiet time together. They both work a shit ton of hours every week. I do believe that she and he have very busy schedules. So when they're together, you would think that they would want to spend more, kind of like, okay, maybe I'm judging, maybe too much, but that's just what I think. This is my take on it. And the second Madison comes over, and you see this in the clip, you'll see it on this upcoming episode. The second Madison comes over, she puts down her phone. Madison! Ah! She gets up, they they hug, and her personality completely changes when she comes in the door. And of course, we all change a little bit when guests walk in versus when we're just alone with our partners. But it's so night and day how nothing she gives Craig and how over the top she is with Madison. And he's trying so hard to like just be there for her and just be loving and whatever. Guys, it's giving she's not that into you. And I don't know why. How many more years? I mean, how long have they been together now? It's been at least 3 years, maybe 4, right? So that's just my gut feeling. He was on Watch What Happens Live on last Thursday night. She didn't come to the show. I want to know one time where she would be on Watch What Happens Live in his hometown and he wouldn't come and support and at least just be in the green room. I would like to know in what world that would happen. Where he would just be like, I'll be at home in bed with my cat. Go to your show and come home and meet me later. Never in a million years would Craig not go at least to the green room to support Paige if she was in his hometown visiting. It's really odd. So I don't know what Paige is doing. I don't know if that's just like her vibe. I don't know. It's strange. So I'm getting a strange feeling from Paige and Craig lately. And a lot of people like to say like, "Oh God, just because she's not obsessed with him doesn't mean she's not into him. Like not all girls need to be obsessed." No, I'm not saying she needs to be like signing, Paige Conover on like and doodling his name and like writing like mushy messages on Instagram. I don't think you have to do that. I just think it's like a general feeling of I care about you and I love you and I want to show you that I love you and I want to show you that I want to be with you and I want to I want you to feel the same kind of love that I'm like if I think it's very hands down who shows more who is giving more, what would you say, not attention, effort in the relationship. That's what I feel. Okay. Another thing about the trailer, Kyle he looks like a idiot. Once again, not a Kyle fan, but I am so down for Paige taking down Kyle. I am already loving Lindsay. I think Lindsay sober as a pregnant roommate will be phenomenal to watch because when Lindsay is sober or not drinking at least as much and she's not wasted, she's always on her shit because Lindsay is a smart person. She's really, really good with her words. And when she gets drunk is when she gets activated and wild and just like off her rocker. So I feel like she's going to be on her shit. She's going to be smart. She's not going to be catty. She's got a baby to protect. I think she's going to be great. And I feel like Kyle is going to look like an idiot with eye makeup on in every scene. If he has to say, show me, like, let me show you my wiener one more season, he and Tom Sandoval are maturing at the same level. They're both 40s. How embarrassing. All right. Well, good luck to them. The new girl looks very pretty. Lexi. And we didn't see a lot of West in the trailer. So we'll see what happens. Can't wait. February. Okay. Next. Oh, that's a great idea. Bridget said if Roni is renewed, you have to put Lindsay on it. It could not be a better idea. Could not be a better idea, Bridget. I've said this before too. Roni needs Lindsay Hubbard. She cannot go back to Summer House with the baby. She needs to go to Roni. It would do wonders for that show. Bring Lindsay and maybe even Paige. Like cannot put Lindsay back on Summer House. and kick Bryn the F off that show. Because I watched it again last night and it was a struggle, but I did it. But it was a struggle. All right, let's keep moving. James Kennedy came out with a statement last night, or yesterday afternoon, it was giving 0 out of 10. And it was giving, I don't really know what else to say, but my lawyer told me we have to say something and we don't want to give any sort of semblance of taking guilt. It's giving Karen Huger, honestly. It's giving Karen Huger after the DUI. Because Karen Huger, we'll get into her DUI trial yesterday, which wasn't a good day trial. But James Kennedy I'm assuming he's in the middle of a legal battle and he can't take blame for anything that he allegedly did. But it was so bad. His statement was, I almost think it would be better if he didn't say a word. This was his statement according to his Instagram stories. Remember, he didn't even deem this important enough to put it on his feed, which I think is very telling. I am committed to making meaningful changes in my life. Okay. I am taking time to focus on my sobriety, personal growth, and being present for my loved ones. Navigating challenging moments is not easy, but I am determined to learn, grow, and move forward with the incredible support system around me. James. I'm sorry, what? Okay. There's so many things wrong with that, and I am not a PR person. I am not a crisis manager. This took 7 days to write. This was after 2 days of him first saying, I am fighting these charges. We're hoping to get off, according to his lawyer, saying like we were wrongly charged and we're hoping to get off. Now he's finally taking account. Someone said in my comments, like, at least he's taking accountability. I said, I'm sorry, what language is he taking accountability? I'm not seeing any accountability taken. He's not saying sorry. He's not mentioning anything about Allie. He's not taking accountability for anything he's done wrong. He's just saying like, I'm entering a period of growth in my life. Who's not? Well, wait, raise your hand if you're not committed to personal growth. Like he's literally just like, I think he got that brochure at Erewhon. I think this is literally LA lifestyle. I'm committed to my personal growth. So is every other person that goes to a yoga class. There is absolutely no accountability taken here at all. Yeah, he literally, between him, I mean, Joe says, did he have Raquel's PR person for this? I actually think Raquel probably did a better job with the PR here. I think Tom Sandoval, and Jax, got together and he went into the files. He was like, what did Tom Sandoval say? I feel like it worked for him. So bad. The worst statement ever. And I've thrown the, I feel like I've just like, Angie and the napkin. That's how I feel with James Kennedy and Allie. I took the napkin and I threw it up over my head. I'm done with them. I feel so annoyed by them because I feel like he's trying to skate around this as if it's not a big deal. He's pretending it's no big issue. Let's just hope it goes away. I still have DJ things going on. He's still booked for a few DJ gigs this year. He's traveling. He's at Burbank Airport. He's doing this, that. He's pretending everything's fine. And I'm not into it. I'm not into it. Now, meanwhile, Nick Viall, or as Kelly Dodd says, Nick Vialis, still can never get enough of that. I find that so funny. Nick Viall went on his podcast yesterday to talk about it. And he actually says, he basically, went off on him. And then he finally says in the episode, he says he finds Lisa Vanderpump's silence about this, which I spoke about yesterday. I said it on the episode yesterday, and I got a lot of pushback. Not a lot, but I got a couple comments yesterday on YouTube saying, like, some pushback from a couple of you guys saying, I can't believe that you're putting the pressure on his former cast members or various celebrities to say anything about this, that I don't think it should be up to them to say anything. And I love how it's just so convenient for them not to say anything when anything bad happens. Yet if they don't say anything when anything good happens to these people, like, people love to attack them. For example, if Ariana got an award or if anything good happens to Ariana, people go crazy on someone like a Lala if they don't congratulate her publicly, or if they don't say anything in their stories about it. Yet when someone gets arrested for domestic violence and one of their cast members who's been working with them and standing up for them and supporting them for 10 years on a TV show and off a TV show doesn't say a word about it and is just radio silence, but showing up in their stories and going out and partying and podcasting or whatever. Yeah, I think that's a pretty clear indicator of being a fake person or a bad friend to the victim, or I don't know, condoning the behavior. I do think there is something very telling in a celebrity or a reality star's show of support or lack thereof support. And that's just my feeling. I think it's very, very true that when you are a celebrity or when you're a reality star, you do have a platform. And when things like this happen, it is important to either say something or not say something. And this is not like asking who you voted for the president. That's different. Like certain things can be kept quiet. I don't think we need to know everything about everything. But this is about a friend, right? You guys are friends. You've been posting about them, showing up with them, taking pictures of them, being part of their lives, going to their houses, inviting them to your wedding, et cetera, for 10 plus years. You've been very much, immersed with them. And now they just were arrested. You're a public figure. You're very public about every single thing in your world. So yeah, I think it's a little weird to all of a sudden go radio silent about it. That's what I think. But anyway, so Nick Viall encouraged Lisa Vanderpump to speak up, as she was previously a huge supporter of James Kennedy and had his back. On TikTok, he said, I can just find maybe we can just play the actual TikTok so that you guys can see his whole clip of it. He basically says, I'll pull up the whole thing. But I mean, I understand that it's a little confusing and it's a little tricky about when and where people can open up. Okay, so Mystic Panda says DV situations are gray. Personally, I don't see why the cast has to speak out publicly. I think it's less about speaking out against James. I don't think that they have to say, I'm very angry with James. I think it's more about saying, regarding everything that's happening with James and Allie, I just want Allie to know I love her and I support her. And I really hope for the best. Just something to show that you're alive and that you're aware and that you have a heart. That's what I think is where it's missing, because you're so loud. And I'm not really talking about Lisa Vanderpump necessarily. It's like Sheena. The ones who talk about everything so openly, constantly. Like, has Sheena never not talked about something going on? She talks about everything. So at least just say, I support Allie. I care about her. I've always had her back and I love her and I hope she's okay. How about that? Right? What about that in a public? Well, I mean, this is really, truly like global news. This is not a private experience right now. So everyone knows about it. That's how I feel about it. Why do they need to do it publicly? A lot of you guys are asking. Because everything they do in their worlds are public. Every single thing they've done for the last 10 years is public. They're not private people, right? They're not private people. They are absolutely public people. They talk about everything. I mean, literally, Sheena just talked about the fact that Jax, drops off the kids at preschool and talks about the exes at preschool. I mean, we know every little detail about Jax and about the kids and about the preschool and about the fights and about Brittany crying and about they're so public that I just feel like, So Joe says, but then that comes with the presumption that these TV friends actually care about each other. Now that they've been fired, they probably could not care less about any of them. So then why don't they say, I've heard about these allegations. Of course, I'm aware of them. Unfortunately, I am not close to James and Allie anymore. And I haven't spoken to them in months, but I hope everyone's okay. Done. I think that would make a lot of sense. How about that? It's the silence that's weird. It's just not saying a word that's weird. That to me feels weird. That's just my thought. Let's watch Nick Viall and his thoughts about this.
The piece of that he is, James Kennedy.
Yeah.
The piece of that he is.
Yeah, really fuck that guy. For those of you who don't know, James Kennedy was arrested for domestic violence. The police reports are very disturbing.
The arrest log came out, and in that arrest log, it says that a unidentified woman inside stated her boyfriend lifted her up and threw her to the ground.
I hope he never works again. I hope his DJ career
I believe
is
he lost his residency
Great.
in Vegas. Yes, he did.
him. Maybe I guess I've been living under a rock, but James has a history of this.
Kristen tried to talk about this, but I think everyone called her crazy.
She wrote in her book after she was let go of Vanderpump Rules, stating that she was in a toxic fling of a relationship and that it did turn physical. Apparently, producers and other people knew about it. Clearly, editors had to have known about her being pushed into a bush before said shot of her punching James was shown. That was edited out. So I
Has
don't-
Lisa Vanderpump said anything? Because I know Lisa has been a huge supporter of James. For her to have had James's back this whole time and this come out, and for Lisa Vanderpump not to say anything, it's been almost a week. You need to speak out. The fact that you haven't spoken out yet is embarrassing for you. I don't have any patience for any guy who lays a hand on any woman, period, whatsoever. I like, he picked her up and threw her on the ground. Fuck this guy. I mean, if this is like really who he is, you're a piece of James. Fuck you.
James Kennedy.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying, you guys. Like, why are we making any excuses for this man? This is what I'm a little concerned about with all of the comments saying, like, why do they have to say anything publicly? They said a lot publicly about Tom Sandoval. This is a man that like has abused his girlfriend. I am not okay with anyone that is feeling bad for James Kennedy. I think I yesterday I saw a podcast. A lot of you alerted me to watch a podcast yesterday where the guests on the podcast were feeling bad for James and saying that the neighbors should mind their own business and shouldn't call 911. And I almost wanted to vomit, and I couldn't believe that people could actually think this way in 2024. Like, what are we doing? Why are we sugarcoating this? Why in the world? If I ever am in a situation where people are potentially hurting me and someone hears it and doesn't call 911, fuck you. Call 911. I much rather like have a false alarm than get hurt. Please be more nervous than not. I would rather be safe than sorry. I would rather be known as the Karen and the nosy girl and the scared, like overly nervous. I am so alert these days. You never know what's happening next door to you. You never know what's happening down the street. People are crazy. People are angry. Shit happens all the time. I've watched too many documentaries about domestic violence. We've seen too much. Call 911 if you feel something, if you see something. Do not take these things and like just push them under the rug. Oh, it's nothing. Go to sleep, honey. You call 911 if you think it's bad. Don't call 911 for just like, you know, a little like ha ha ha, but call 911 if you think it's bad. This neighbor was right. Okay? So I'm sorry. This is insane. This is insane that like people are thinking, why do people have to say anything? Because James Kennedy is a woman beater. I'm sorry. Alleged. We have to still say alleged? What is this? What are we doing? Why are we playing this game? I'm sorry. This is insane. This is insane. It was wild. Like I was in shock. I was listening to this podcast and I was like, how is this airing in 2024? And I'm the one that gets hate in my comments because I like want to throw up over his comment. Like, I'm working on myself. Okay, keep going and getting yourself a goddamn matcha latte. Work on yourself. Work on yourself. Yeah, keep working on yourself, you piece of shit. If my sons ever fucking laid a hand on a woman, I don't even know what I would do to them. There's certain things that are just never going to be okay. Okay. Should we move on? Activated. I'm activated. Okay. Now, I will say about that podcast, because a lot of you are picking up what I'm putting down. The host did disagree with the guests. So if you do know what I'm talking about, which I was appreciative of. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Calma. Let's move on. Karen Huger's DUI. Let's talk about that. Yeah. Yesterday, she went to trial. And I can't believe she's going to trial because all this shit is coming up about her trial. And I have not been following this that well, but it is not looking good for Karen. Excuse me. It's not looking good for Karen right now. And I'm a little concerned for her. Well, I'm not really, because the truth is she had a DUI. You guys, I'm like Dorit. I've just had it up to here. I'm not going to take no shit. Is what Karen, we all feel this way, right? We're starting to feel this way about everything. It's the end of the year. All right. We're starting to feel stressed out about presents. Money's tight. We're getting anxious. Karen Huger, it's not looking good. Her DUI trial began. And in court, a witness testified that her car smelled like alcohol. A volunteer EMT said she refused treatment, that she swayed getting into the ambulance, and she told the EMT volunteer to F off. But she didn't say F. She said the word, right? She also told a female firefighter that she was pretty. So there's that. It feels like she was hammered. Okay. This man really said that the car reeked of alcohol, but she was refusing treatment, but she was swaying. She was using profanity. She said, go F yourself, F off on more than one occasion. But then she said, you're so pretty and you're so beautiful. It's feeling very Luann. There was also body camera footage, which was shown to the jury. He is heard on camera, the body camera that was worn by the officer who arrested Huger. He is heard on camera telling her she was hammered as she appeared to slur her speech in the cruiser. He said, this is BS. Or no, I'm sorry. She said, this is BS. I hate you. You know that? If the outcome is not favorable for the defendant, Aurora, the DA, who is not affiliated with the case, said the charges could be brought to the circuit trial level. According to the reports, Huger refused a breathalyzer and in a field sobriety test, which probably makes sense because I don't think she would have passed, is my guess. And yeah, the body camera video could have been critical. The trial is expected to last at least 2 days. So I guess we'll know later today what today was like. But that's not good, guys. That's not good. We'll have to see what happens. Billy says in the comments, so was I wrong telling the firemen that helped me that they were hot? There is something about a fireman. And maybe this is wrong of me to say, but there is something about firemen. They have to be good looking. Like, I don't know what is going on with firemen, but when you walk into a fire, like when you become a firefighter, you immediately have to be hot. I don't know. I mean, it's just part of the job. I feel like it's just part of the job when you walk in. Find a hilarious. Okay, next. Karen Huger, hoping for the best. But the biggest problem with Karen Huger that I had this whole season, and I guess this is kind of what James Kennedy is probably going through, is she doesn't want to admit any fault because then it would look like she's guilty. But man, how guilty are you? You're so obviously drunk driving. I mean, it's really clearly a problem. And I don't know. It's bad. It's bad. Ooh, August says the firefighters in Vegas are really hot. I'm going to Vegas. Should we start a fire? Do they all perform at Thunder Down Under? Tanya, what's your issue? Tanya says there's too many Karens in here. She says, oh, this is good. Okay, she thinks that we have to get over what brand. Oh, no, I'm not saying who. Because they didn't know the entire story. Relax. Oh, you're talking about the podcast that we said earlier. No. I'm not going to get over that. Sorry. I mean, you can get over it, but I think they knew enough of the story. Okay, let's move on. And if I'm a Karen, I'm a Karen. I mean, what are you going to do? Because we're worried about women getting injured by men? Karen under construction goes, please stop with the Karen references. I'm dying over here. Oh my God, that is so good. Poor Karens of the world. The poor Karens of the world. We're talking about Karen Huger and Karen over and the Karens of the world. All Karens need to be saved. Mauricio has a new girlfriend, y'all. What are we going to do about Mauricio's new girlfriend? She's hot. Now, we don't know if they're girlfriend, boyfriend, but they're definitely hooking up. And they're hooking up at Kimosabi. It is like lemon in the wounds. Of all places, Mauricio takes her. Her name is Claudia K. And of course, it's Claudia with a K. She's a model. And he takes her to Kimosabi in Aspen. Mauricio Umansky is spotted kissing model Claudia K. in Aspen as Kyle admits that they still text all the time and that she hasn't met any of his new women, because that would be freaking weird. And it's because Mauricio, I don't think, is sticking around with any women for longer than maybe like, a few weeks? I don't think Mauricio is long-term being with anyone. I think that Mauricio is probably, hanging out with these girls for like a few weeks at a time. But not only that, she also said on Watch What Happens Live that she has not had the divorce conversation with him. And I think it's because he doesn't want to lose any money, right? Doesn't that make sense? It kind of tracks. She's not giving him a hard time about dating other women. So he's fine. He's not planning on getting married again. So he doesn't need to get divorced. He's not worried about child support or anything because they still have a young kid under 18 that's turning 18 any moment. It kind of makes sense. Like, they don't have to get a divorce. If they get a divorce, that's when the money stuff happens. She's still making money. He's fine. I think it's going to be fine. Like, I think they may actually be married until the day they die. Okay, yes. So he takes Hottie Claudia with a K to Kimosabi. There's only one place in the world, and that's Kimosabi. He literally was like, where can we go? And she's like, anywhere in Aspen. He's like, oh, Kimosabi, I know a place. And then he took her straight. He goes, is this Kyle Richards' favorite restaurant? Yes. Let's go here and let's make sure we get photographed. I don't think he actually gives a crap if Kyle sees it or not. Like, he's not worried about Kyle getting jealous or anything. But Kyle still does give me the vibe that she wants Mauricio to look at her and be like, wow. Like, she does give me a vibe that she wants him to say, look what I'm missing. Does anyone get that feeling? Does anyone get that experience that she does almost want him to say, damn, she looks hot. Maybe I want to go back. Or am I looking into it a little bit more? So let's go into Real Houses of Beverly Hills, huh? last night's episode, nothing crazy happened towards the beginning. We did have some just kind of setup scenes. We had Kyle going over to Jennifer Tilly's house. Jennifer Tilly's a kook. I think Jennifer Tilly is fun. She's quirky. She's rich. She's all those fun things. Do I think she's bringing anything really big to the table? Absolutely not. She's filler. Do I believe that she is essential to the show? Not at all. Unless she actually starts piping into conversations, I don't find her necessary whatsoever. She provides a place for people to hang out and talk, but she's not necessary. She's not bringing in anything. Whereas Bose, for example, is an absolute new character, but she's essential for this season. She's actually hugely essential for this season, Bose. She's giving Dorit a really, really good +1 and like a sounding board. And actually, she's actually bringing a lot of really good, kind of like a really good, how do you explain it? Like a good, well, she connected everyone as a tribal council yesterday at the Diamonds and Denim party. So I love Bose. I'm really big up on the Bose. I'm team Bose, big time. So the beginning of the show was kind of random. We saw Sutton dressed up like Rosie the Riveter. And as much as Sutton is driving me crazy this season, she's looking phenomenal with the red bandana and the, getting the U-Haul. She goes over to Garcelle's house, which is out in like when I say BF, I don't mean best friends. Okay. It's out in BF, Los Angeles. It's far. It's Simi Valley. If I drove out to Simi Valley right now, I would get there. It's 12:16. I would get there by 1 p.m. Like, it's not close. She drives to Simi Valley with her U-Haul and Avi, who she says is on the Ozempia thing, which is Ozempic, to pick up Garcelle's stuff, to drive to their Oxnard beach house. Now, if you guys remember, 4th of July this year, I was in Oxnard. I was staying on the beach, a block away from Garcelle's beach house. We walked by that area where Garcelle's beach house is. I'm going to say something, and it's not going to be very nice. Okay? I do believe that it's very nice to be able to buy a beach house. Absolutely. Would I buy a beach house in Oxnard? No. 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 Is it because the beach is ugly? No, a beach is a beach. I mean, it's a pretty beach. You got ocean, I would go a little more north. I would go to Ventura. If you guys remember when I was there, like 4th of July, and I was staying at my friend's house, which was the most beautiful beach house where they have these gorgeous homes and it's like a private beach. And if you really want to buy a beach house, there's gorgeous, stunning beach homes in the Los Angeles area. She bought a beach home, which is not even on the beach. And I'm not trying to dog her in any way. It's a gorgeous home. What she did to this house is beautiful. But this is a weird place to buy a home. I think she's probably going to Airbnb it out. I would imagine. That seems like it's a very Airbnb friendly spot. That's a place where a lot of people come in and out. There's also a big thing what I don't like about this area is it's a great spot for like a weekend vacation, but to live and to be there, there's nothing really there. So you go there, and then if you want to go to restaurants or bars or anything, you really have to drive like a distance. There's like 3 tiny, tiny little spots for restaurants and 1 little bar and like a little general store. It's not like there's a lot going on there. It's a jet from everything else. There's also like a lot of industrial things in the background. If you notice, she's also not on the beach at all. She's like 2 blocks from the beach. Did you guys get that vibe? I'll show you like on a map if you guys want to feel like it. So next, Yeah, it was an odd experience, but the house itself looked beautiful inside. I do agree with that. But it was nice that she was, talking about this and showing that she had done this for herself, and that's good. And I really liked Garcelle. I do have to say, her first season, I was just such a big fan. The second season, I think she's been on 4 seasons. It slowly started to get less. This season, I find her insufferable. And it's mostly because I can't handle how hardcore she goes after Dorit and how she doesn't give her a second to breathe, how she gets off on hating on Dorit, and how every second all she can do is say, damn, 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 every time anyone is being a bitch to Dorit. And I don't like it. It's giving Mean Girl, she and Sutton. I don't like anything about it. But I digress. So the two of them are sitting there and they're talking about the robbery. Like, why is she so pressed on Dorit again? Why is she so obsessed? It's giving Reddit energy. I don't like it. I think it's like, is she like on hate forums for Dorit? Is she starting rumors and fake stuff? Does she have like a fake Instagram account where she's like DoritIsAliar.com? I don't like it. It's feeling bad. So next, we start to get ready for the Diamonds and Denims party. If anything else happened, I forgot about it already. I don't think it was anything like too exciting or interesting. So we get to the Diamonds and Denims party that Kyle is nervous about because this is her first party without Mauricio. I seem to disagree that that's the case. Is that really the case that this is her first party ever without Mauricio? Because Mauricio was around, but he was always stoned. So like maybe he was around, but was he really around? He was kind of like cuckoo, like head in the clouds. This party is a big to-do. Lots of people there. Who were the other people? No idea. Because I didn't see Teddy. I didn't see any of like Kyle's real friends anywhere. But it looked like a fun party, actually. There was dancing, there was a band, there's a lot going on. And we ended up kind of hanging out at the party. Everyone shows up with all their outfits. I thought everyone for the most part looked great, except I can't stand Camille. You guys, I can't stand Camille. I cannot stand her energy. Her outfit looked like something I wore in 7th grade. I really truly believe I have this dress from 7th grade. That weird, awkward length denim skirt. It was something that I wore to, I'm not joking, I have it. I wore it to the Holy Wall in Jerusalem because you're supposed to wear, and then I also wore it when we went to Thailand and we went to the temples in Bangkok because when you're supposed to wear like kind of long skirts. So like I looked like an Orthodox girl. I mean, it was the worst length dress I have ever seen in my life. Camille, really, she triggers me. All the words we're not supposed to say. Karen, trigger, moist. All 3 of them in one word. Camille's moist dress triggered the Karen out of me. And it was too much for me. She just really, I can't. So she goes straight to Kyle. And all I think about when I see Camille and Kyle, sorry about the boobies, all I see about Camille and Kyle is the conversation about, Camille, you're such a fucking liar, Camille. And, but now I said it. And if you go back and watch season 1 of Beverly Hills, it is shocking how much they hated each other. So to see them sit there and talk 14 years to the day, basically after the Alison Dubois party and he will never emotionally fulfill you, know that. And I was hoping Alison Dubois was invited to that Diamonds and Denim party because she would have such a blast being like, girls, who could have guessed, right? And they were sitting there like, oh my God, look at Mauricio and our men just living their best life, like with all the girls. And Kyle's like, he's not with girls. Mauricio's still single. What are you talking about? He's just like at home. He's like James. He's just trying to better himself. He's going to yoga. What do you mean? What? And they sat down finally after everyone's kind of chatting it up. Finally, they sit down because now we're having the tribal council. And this is where Bose is like, with Dorit and Erica, should we kind of like gather everyone around? So of course everyone gathers around. And this is where Dorit and Sutton finally have it out. And Sutton finally has this conversation where she's like, I was talking about the sisterhood. And Dorit's like, you are such a fake person because you try to do the sisterhood thing and then you turn around and you turn it on me. And you guys, I'm going to say something. I was a huge Sutton fan. And this is the thing about Housewives. You can change your mind. We have all changed our mind. Even the biggest fan accounts change their mind. We are allowed to change our mind. Sutton and I had a very, very close bond. Well, it was one-sided. She doesn't know. Well, actually, she followed me, so I don't even know if she still does. But I was a huge Sutton fan. Huge. Loved her. And I used to talk to some of the people on the inside, okay? I used to talk to some of the people on the inside. Yes, she still follows me on Instagram. I used to talk to some people on the inside over on the, Beverly Hills track. And they used to always tell me that you don't know who Sutton is in real life. Sutton panders to the public. She panders to Twitter. She panders, and she is really, truly not someone you would ever want to be friends with in real life. And I would say, there is no way. Thank you for gifting a membership, Danny Gossip Girl. Appreciate you. And I would say, there is no way. She seems so real. She seems so funny. She's kooky. She's quirky. Merce in the purse. Sutton. And they would say, no, you don't understand. She's very, very, very different than what she's on the show. And I was like, you guys are just salty. I love Sutton. I love Garcelle. And now I am finally seeing it for what it is. I am like, oh my God. And when Dorit said, ladies and gentlemen, Sutton Strack, I was like, oh my God. We watch reality TV. We forget that we're watching an edited version of these MFers, and we forget that they can show us whatever they want to show us. And what we're seeing may or may not be the true version of who they are. And I can guarantee you right now that Teddy Mellencamp was jumping up and down because she has for years and years and years been saying that Sutton is an awful human being. And I know you guys don't like Teddy, but you know how much Sutton hates Teddy. And so Teddy has always been saying Sutton has been pandering to the public and pandering for Twitter. And so this has been the whole thing that I've always been saying, like, I don't see it. But I finally felt like I saw it because Erica's been saying it. And now Sutton, Dorit's saying it. And even Jennifer Tilly, her bestie, kind of says it. And Bose is definitely agreeing with it. And Kyle has said it. But what I found interesting was, well, okay, let's continue. So Dorit gives 0 Fs, right? Oh, this is funny. Distinguished guest says, seriously, how much does Teddy pay you? LOL. I wish Teddy paid me. Honestly, if you guys want to pay me, Housewives, bring it on. I've talked enough shit about Teddy. Trust me. She doesn't pay me shit. Okay, so then no, I'm saying that she has told me in the past that she doesn't like Sutton, and I've said, I don't get it. I don't see it. I've always liked Sutton, so I didn't get it. But now I'm seeing it because I love Dorit so much. So Dorit is like, Sutton, what you're showing me is totally fake. You're being fake. And Sutton's like, oh, should I talk like this? And when anyone mocks and does that, I want to throw something at them. I hate when people mock. And Dorit's like, you're not being genuine. You're not being kind. Oh, so then I'm like, Sutton was having some sort of like, she was Whoopi Goldberg in The Ghost. She was getting like all these spirits go through her. And then she ended up saying, you're not happy with your life. You're taking it out on me, but you hate your life. And Dorit was like, you know what? You're right. You're actually right. My life sucks. I am not happy right now. I'm at the lowest low. So you're right. And how's that for being transparent? And how's that for being real? And I thought that was like actually so amazing of Dorit. But then this one, freaking jean skirt to her calves, which no one ever should wear, comes over and says, you know, Dorit, I think I have to say something. A few years ago when I was going through my house fire and I lost my assistant of many, many years, you were being really awful to me and you were not being nice to me. And when you came over to my house with her, and Erica goes, Erica, my name's Erica, which was phenomenal because Camille forgot Erica's name. And Dorit goes, "Oh, Camille, you are being a cunt to me." She said the C word. Then we went back and forth where she had said, "You called me an effing cunt." And we saw flashbacks and she goes, "No, you were a stupid cunt, but now you're an effing cunt and a cunt and a cunt," and back and forth. And all I thought about the entire time while Camille was going on and on and on and Dorit was going fake yawning, I thought to myself, is Camille, and Dorit called her out, "You're looking for a moment. You're trying to come in here, trying to get some viral moment." Camille is so tired. I am so over Camille. She literally comes back in every single season trying to establish some big fight with another housewife. I am so done with her. Like, find another show. It's giving Alexis Bellino. I am so bored with Camille. And it felt like she was like, "I've got to find my way into this fight. I know there's a way into this fight." And meanwhile, this entire time that she's going after Dorit, guess who's in the corner saying, "Damn, wow, damn, whoa," Garcelle. Because that's all she can do over there. "Damn, whoa, damn." I couldn't handle it. Now, I noticed something on the after show that really moistened, triggered, and Karen'd me. Kyle Richards hates Dorit. You can tell, still to this day, hates her. Because she was on the after show and they asked what she thought about Dorit in that moment. The Dorit Camille of that moment. And Dorit was sticking up for herself and Bose was agreeing with Dorit. And Erica was even saying, "Look, I mean, Camille is kind of a nasty person and she's been nasty to Dorit in the past and she's been nasty to us too." And Kyle says, "Yeah, but I really didn't like how Dorit came in there and said those words. There's no excuse for using those kinds of words." And Erica's like, "Look, she's going through a lot right now." And Camille decided to go after her. And Kyle says, hand to the heart, Kyle Richards, Miss Victim Kyle Richards says, "It's not an excuse that when you're going through a lot for you to use language like that or treat people differently." Hold on. Where's the hypocrisy bell? Ding, 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 ding. Kyle Richards said it's not an excuse to treat people differently when you're going through something because Dorit said it. When all Kyle does for the last 15 seasons is saying, "I'm going through a lot with my sisters, with my daughters, with my best friend, with my husband, with my potential lesbianism." I'm so over it. Now, last night, even on Watch What Happens Live, they did a poll and they said, "Whose team are you on?" basically between Dorit and Camille. And Kyle chose Camille. And the audience like overwhelmingly chose Dorit. And Kyle chose Camille. So Kyle still, as of yesterday, is not a Dorit fan. Because she's still Texasing, according to Garcelle, she Texas PK. Texas. Anyway, it's so crazy. It's so unreal. Yeah, I was watching the show this morning and because I fell asleep last night while I was watching it. I was exhausted. And I was watching it this morning when Lance was getting ready for work. And he was like, "How do you watch the show?" Like, seriously, Donna. He's like, "I understand that these shows like, are my living. How do you watch these shows?" And I said, I don't know. I think I enjoy it. He's like, but seriously, like, this is crazy. Like, the way that they talk to each other is insane. And I said, I know, it really is. No wonder the Bravo fandom is so volatile. Like, we all are so mean to each other. Well, I mean, not me. I'm an angel, but you guys are just so mean. It's really wild that we all watch this stuff. But I enjoy it. Listen, we all have our vices, okay? And as James says, like, we're all working on ourselves. And I'm committed to being a better human being. Oh, yeah. Joe says, not volatile, mercurial. What is the meaning of mercurial again? Hey, Siri. What is mercurial?
Mercurial is a distributed revision control tool for software developers. It is supported on Microsoft Windows, Linux.
I don't think that was right. You guys, I love you very much. I appreciate you. If I missed a story, well, there's so many other things I could have talked about. We could be here all day. I did watch Roni. I have some thoughts, but none of them are exciting or interesting. It's just more about Brynn, and I can't stand her. Tomorrow we will talk about Salt Lake City. We will talk a little bit about Roni, and just more stuff. And we'll talk about PK and This Ain't Texas. Do you guys know that if you say someone texts someone, you say, hey, do you know that Donna texts Wanda? You don't say, Donna texts Wanda. Just like it. Oh, yeah, we have to talk about Roni tomorrow and showing your friends your husband's penis pic. It's a no. It's an absolute no. We'll do that tomorrow. All right, you guys. Love you. Hope you have a great day. Bye.